Welcome back. Thank y'all for joining us. It is your girl T Grow, Tracy, Adrian, Denise, and we are
Wife Life Tribe, doing life as wise and friends.
Hey girls.
Hello, hello.
Happy New Year, ladies.
Happy
New Year. Yes.
This is our first day back.
It is.
In either capacity. On FaceTime.
You're right.
Time to jump in.
Let's jump right on in. Because I'm S with the mess today.
With the mess. I like it.
So, because 2024 has jumped off the way that it has, I figured, we should follow the trend. Now, what I want to talk about first, girls, is not news from 2024. It actually closed out 2023. But we can relate because it's in the education world. I think we can relate as parents and moms of middle-aged adolescent boys.
Okay.
So I'm going to play this. Let me get it pulled up. There was this teacher that, and some of y'all are watching may be familiar with this. There was this teacher of, I guess, many that went viral during COVID when school came back, like after we were, out for a while and virtual or whatever, when school came back. She went viral for, she posted like this motivational video where she was rapping and the kids were dancing with her, and it was a really viral moment. She actually had a couple of viral moments, if I'm not mistaken. Well, Miss Ma'am was recently in the news for being arrested she's a high school student, for sleeping with one of her male students. And Miss Ma'am is married, y'all. Yes.
Okay.
So we gotta give a little what y'all think about it.
Stupid.
Dumb.
So let's play the video. Let me see. Let me pull it up.
You pulling it up on your phone?
Mm-hmm.
We need to do it on
No.
You have rights.
You need to share your screen.
I'll pull it up on my computer. I don't know how to do that, y'all.
Okay, I'll do it.
Let me see.
We as educators keep putting out, like, I don't understand. It's enough. It's like, why?
Maybe in 2023, 2024, it's been enough to go down.
As an educator, I feel like they're more, don't you feel like a maternal instinct than attraction? Like how? They're babies.
You would think, right?
I don't care how tall they are. I got kids from kindergarten that still coming at me who already graduated. You are still my baby.
Isn't that?
Now, don't get me wrong. When those fellas come at me like this, I'm like, side hug, babe, because I already know. No, we're not having no confusion. To the side.
It won't come up for me, but I have the video. I clicked the video and everything.
Let me see. I'll try. I shall try. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
New Wi-Fi.
If you don't have it, I have it.
In the last hour, we received a statement from the Dougherty County School System that reads in part, quote, "The charges were filed as the result of an investigation into allegations of an inappropriate relationship with a student. Last week, Williams resigned her position in lieu of termination by the Dougherty County School Board of Education," end quote. If Williams is found guilty of those charges, she could potentially be facing 1 to 20 years in prison.
Brand new year.
Wow. Okay, 1 second.
That's sick and sad. It's
somebody in the comments said, and the whole time she had on his shorts.
Why are we brutal?
Because the comments don't never lose.
like, and like one of the comments says, why do teachers do this? It's sick. Like, I don't get the fascination. They're children. You teach them on a daily basis. You know their mental state. They ain't there. Like, how could you possibly? And it just goes to show people would do anything to take advantage of another person, because that's exactly what you're doing. They're children.
They are
They're
children, and they don't know how to reason.
But you know what? As I get older, you got to think about how many adults do you come across that you look at them and be like, are you still acting like that? Are you still doing that at your age? Like, you also got to think about like where's your mental capacity right now?
I just don't get it. It's odd to me.
I see what you're saying, Denise, as far as adults acting childish. And yes, because there's a few people popped up in my head. But still, I would never. I used to be scared tutoring children in the afternoon at school with other colleagues. I'm like, bring some more babies in here. I need somebody else in here. Oh my gosh. Like, it
makes me wonder, like, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
It just makes me wonder, like, what is your, like, is it a mental issue? Like, what's the deal? Like, are you that much of an attention seeker that you just will soak it up from anywhere to the point to where you literally lose your good senses? And then it really tripped me out to find out that girl is married.
So
what are you doing around in some little kid's face?
And what does it mean 2 counts? Does that mean like she did it twice or 2 different people? Like, somebody please tell me.
Is this
I wonder if they've had 2 interactions or whatever. I don't know. That part I couldn't. I'd be lying if I tried to make it up.
Okay, so apparently, and I feel like in a separate conversation with some other colleagues, we were talking about the cheerleading coach. Is this the cheerleading coach?
Somebody come in and said, is it the cheerleading coach? I didn't find out enough about that. I just looked at the video and was looking in the comments, but I don't know.
I think there was something going on with the cheerleading coach. Something similar to that. Yeah. It's sad. And it gives our profession a bad rap, a bad reputation, because we should be here for kids, here to educate children, not to take advantage of them. And it's like, I can't send my kids to school because you got crazos shooting up. Now I can't send them to school because the teacher may be preying on them. But it also goes, not faulting parents at all, but parents, have conversations with your children, especially about adults possibly trying to take advantage of them. How to recognize those signs, because like you said, Tracy, they're young. They don't have the mental capacity to make those types of decisions or really know what they're feeling. So they need that guidance. It's just scary. It's because it's happening more and more. And it's like, y'all really around here thinking y'all gonna get away with this?
I remember the first time I heard about this. I lived in Seattle, Washington, and it was Mary Kay Letourneau. And I will never, ever get over thinking about, like, we sat down, me and my friends, we were idiots, and wrote down lists of people who we thought would try a child. We was like, oh, this person is a sicko. This person is a sicko. You know what I mean? Yeah. I lived in Seattle. Like, that's what we did.
To your point, Adrian, what you are up against, I guess, the conflict for parents, especially with high school students, especially high school boys who are full of hormones. And we know hormones are a whole different beast with the different foods and processed, chemicals and foods. But when you think about it from a young boy's perspective, you probably could be the parent that really, did talk to your kids and showed, talk to them about all the different signs. But when you got a young kid with raging hormones and he didn't try to make a pass at Miss New Booty, and Miss New Booty didn't pay him a little bit of attention, he like, man, I bet I can hit that. Like, that's probably like, you know, again, all his good senses that his parents are talking to him about doing out the window, because he's thinking, this grown woman really giving me some play? Like, I'm about to do this and I'm gonna be like the big dude on campus. You know, when I tell all the boys that I hit Miss New Booty, like I'm about to be the man. You know, so it's hard for parents, because when they're that age, when they're at high school, you got several different variables that you are up against in trying to keep them safe. And it's so unfortunate, because you're right, like, we're supposed to be the trusted adult, you know?
Yeah. So I agree with all of that. Not only was she paying them attention, but she was also paying them tackies, because they're children. You giving them all these little things to get their attention. And I would just like the record to show, it does not say that she's a teacher on this article. It says that she is a cheerleading coach. Not to say that teachers don't, because they do, but this just says a former Georgia cheerleading coach has been charged. And
so she probably may not be a teacher, but she still was supposed to be a trusted adult.
But I'm gonna tell you this. That is why I do not sign my name to any of the neighborhood people that want to come in and coach the kids, because then the responsibility falls on me, because now I am the sponsor of this person, and whatever they do, I say that I am going to be responsible for them, and I just won't do it. They were like, we need you to get us a coach. Y'all better find your own. Not doing it.
Yeah, it's that's a good point, T, that you made. And I have a teenage son, and he is so we have yet to see what's gonna happen with that. But I pray to God. Don't worry, his mama is up there at that school all the time.
Okay, we about to all the aunties acting a fool.
But it's just
okay.
Like, leave the babies alone, leave these children alone. Please. Leave these children alone.
Could you imagine being the spouse? Could you imagine being the spouse, and one day the local authorities come knocking on your door, or you probably saw it on social media first, with the way the times that we live in, you know, the whispers and the rumors probably hit social media even before the authorities made it.
Because you know the kids is talking.
Right. And people saying that your wife is Miss New Booty out in these streets with the little boys.
Sorry, bad when you get caught up with an affair with another grown person. A child though? Really?
Right. Why am I put in position to compete with a child? What the hell? Excuse me.
That's exactly what would be said, and more.
Yeah.
Blew my mind. I was like, we are like, me and one of my friends and coworkers, we have this kind of ongoing joke about when crazy stuff happens. I'd be like, I told you, we've been left behind. Like, it didn't happen. And we just here.
Oh,
it's crazy.
Because our things are really, it seems like it gets worse sometimes by the day, the stuff that you hear.
Yeah.
But you have to think about it in the positive. Now, of course, I'm listening to another book. I'm listening to The Power of Positive Thinking. She is one in a million. There are so many teachers, so many cheerleading coaches out here, you know, and she's only one. And she is getting the most oil right now, because she is the squeakiest wheel. But out of the four of us, ain't none of us ever hit on no child. Ain't none of us never did none of that foolishness. Now, if she was one of our friends, I'd probably be trying to kill her, I ain't gonna lie. But it's like, you know, she's only one little piece of the education puzzle. And that's what I hope people keep in mind, because they have a tendency to lump everybody together when one teacher does something bad, or one Black person does something bad, one white person does something bad, then it's all of us or all of them. And, you know, and I just hope that nobody takes that away from this story, because she was sicko out of these few sickos that are out here.
And shame on her. My mind was blown.
If it's true, do we even know it's true? I think
if she got arrested, there is at least probable cause. I watch enough SVU.
Well, there are always some people who do tell a tale. There could be deeper issues. They could be using this person as a pawn in a game, or because if they are high school students, they ruthless. Oh, you was gonna cut me from the team? Oh, okay. I got something for you.
Or
So
not.
but see, I'm just a person who likes to think all the way around. Like I'm about to be all in, like, oh, why, how, who, you went where, with who, for what? Like, I need to know the whole story.
Isn't that a
I guess
wrap?
it is. I'll be funny.
Jigga who? That's what I thought about when she said it.
I love it.
Playing devil's advocate, though, and I know, we've seen the Lifetime movies, we've seen the documentaries, but do you think if it was not any probable cause and it had no grounds, do you think that the resignation would have came so soon? Because a lot of times when it's an iffy situation, they get that, the paid administrative leave while an investigation is taking place.
No.
So, I think that would work for, and I don't want to be that person, but I am that person. I'm sorry. Some people are going to address a certain type of person faster than they're going to address a different type of person.
I get you.
And I see this person being drug in the mud, whereas another person will be innocently be like, I need you to take a leave of absence and I need you to do this. It depends on who is trying to hide what, or who doesn't care about who you are, and so on and so forth like that. Because
I will say some people don't want the fight.
Good point.
Some people don't want the fight. Now, we're not 100% sure if she was a teacher or if she was just the coach. But if she's just a coach, it's kind of like, I'm not putting up with this. I'm volunteering. But do volunteers have to resign?
But that's
right.
That's your reputation, and that you have
nobody's gonna work with you again.
Register as a sex offender. Like, to me, if I didn't do this, it's too much. It's too much that I would have to give up or sacrifice just to not fight and say, you know what, I'll let them think what they want to think.
No, you're gonna lose your family, your name, your reputation. Yeah, your whole world is upside down.
But I'm gonna tell y'all, kids lie. I'm not taking up because I do not know. I'm talking about they will lie and get their friends in on it and make up stuff on Instagram. I mean, it's sick.
Mm-hmm.
And sad.
We know
they
that.
Will lie. But a thorough investigation will pull out the truth and clear her name real fast.
Right. So a thorough investigation, but they've already put her whole picture on the news and all this other stuff. Whereas other people won't put this out unless somebody else brings it to attention.
Exactly.
Like those lovely teachers who decided they want to have some Snoop Dogg wine in their Chick-fil-A cups at work. They got nicely escorted out by the authorities, and you can go ahead and sign this. I'm going to retire. I'm going to resign papers. I'm like, they are being so nice to this lady because
I'm not sad, Tracy.
How can you drink at this job?
Well, you trying to? Oh, okay.
Somebody drunk at my job. I'd be fighting kids if I was at that school.
They was,
because you're like so quick. I'd be done said something like, "Who's talking to?" You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know those functional intoxicated people, they be like, whatever, honey, just read the paper and go watch your business.
They're gonna be
It's
like,
one of those.
That is not functional. Let me say that. What you just displayed.
I don't care. What did you just say? You don't want to do it? That's just tough. Tough titty for the kitty, honey. Just get it done or get an F. I mean, I would be at the desk like this. Whatever. I'm over here at this desk. That's exactly what was happening.
In that room, they know you drunk.
they know you drunk.
It's a done deal.
It's pretty obvious when certain people have been drinking. You know, like me. You can always tell when I've had 2 drinks or more. You know, so I would never do it because I think it's stupid, because why are you drinking in the morning? Well, okay, wait. Why are you drinking at work?
Okay, thank you. First thing in the morning, you got a red. Yeah, it's too early. Unless you never went to sleep
about
in the first place.
mimosa. Like, I want to start a whole mimosa bar. Like,
not to mention my anniversary. I was a mimosa having first thing, woke up in the morning with a cup. Oh, thank you, babe.
oh, yes.
You know, and
happy anniversary.
to lean towards a more serious side of the topic, and I know this, you know, drinking on the job in any profession it's not a race, it's not a color thing, it's not a skin tone thing. But I think that I can speak for me. I won't speak for all of us or a whole nation of people, but for me, like certain things, I wouldn't want to do it or want to try it. But let's just say I was foolish. Like the mere fact that I am the type of woman that I am, that I'm in the skin that I am in, we go into jobs and into situations understanding that what the next person might can pull off and get away with, I can't necessarily try that. Kind of going back to what Denise was saying, you know, so it would be extra foolish for me to think that I can get away with having, you know, something, some mom juice or whatever you want to call it, you know, on them people's clock. Like they already, you know, they're already judging you at a different merit anyway, in most cases, just simply because of who you know, what your shell is. And so I think you see more of other people being more willing or more careless or carefree, if you will, to take those type of chances.
So I watched a documentary this weekend that I was actually going to talk to you guys offline about, but since we're here, it was about a girl. It's called Little White Lies. Have y'all seen it?
I have.
It's about a girl
Sounds familiar.
who was raised as a white girl. She was actually Black. But she talked about, I mean, it's a very good documentary, and it's on Prime, I believe. Is it on Prime too, Denise? I think it's on Prime. Well, she talked about how when she was raised as a white girl, she never had to think about race. And she never thought about how, because they told her she was white. So she didn't have to think about anything except for the fact that she was white. And she didn't even have to think about that because nobody in the white community thinks about being white. But when she got around Black people, she was like, okay, first of all, I look like y'all. Like, it seems like this is what I should be. But secondly, the Black people that she went around had to prove themselves to be better for the job. And they were constantly living a Black life rather than just living life. And I was like, wow, that's a thing. And I want to ask some of my white friends, like, I wonder, do they think about being white like we think about being Black? You know, like when I walk into a room of all white people, I think to myself, okay, it's like, this was when we lived in Washington, there was never ever another Black family. It was just us. And when we walked in the room, we were like, we're the only Black family here again, you know? But when white people walk into a room of all Black people, I wonder if they think, my gosh, I'm the only one. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder how that translates.
That scenario, I would
That
say if I had
scenario,
yes,
yes.
I would say yes in that scenario. But just in the general everyday life, you know, in any given situation, I would say no. But in that scenario that you gave, you know, you walk in the room, it's some type of all Black event, or, you know, some type of African American something or another, then I think yes, they probably would have that same awareness. But everyday life, like do they, I don't think that they have to, I don't think wearing it on our shoulder is the best way to describe it. But they just don't have to have that awareness, because for us, I think it's a bit survival, it's a bit coping, it's protection. You know, we got to kind of keep that near the front, you know. Whereas why would they have to? You know, they don't have to. Most of our norm is created around them. You know, it's kind of like the certain things become your normalcy because it's all around you, right? Like they have no reason to walk in that type of awareness.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting that she brought it up, and I was like, wow, that is interesting. Even though she was a Black woman that was raised in a white community where you could see that she was different than everybody else, they just accepted her because they didn't talk about it. But she talked about how, I think y'all should watch the documentary if you have not, but she talked about how when she went around Black people, everybody just accepted Black people, like no matter where they were from, no matter the skin complexion or anything. It was just like, we all Black, we Black around here, you know. And she got named Black because of when she went to college and she had to submit a photo, and they said, oh honey, you Black. But she's actually now the second lady of New York. Her husband is the something in New York.
Does she look white?
When she wasn't coming from vacation, she kind of looked very light.
I feel like I've seen the story. I didn't know there was a documentary that she identified as white, and you looking at her like, nah, you're not.
Yeah.
Look it up. What's the name of it?
Little White Lies.
Little White Lies. I feel like
I think it's called Little White Lies. I just saw it Sunday, but it was good. It was good. Her name is Lacey.
Let me see if this is over here doing stuff. I'm not supposed to, like, what the heck?
Yes. So thank y'all for jumping in on that conversation. I wonder what people out in comment land thinks. Like, do they think that I've heard people say, you guys always think about your race. And I just wonder if everybody lives that. I don't know.
Well,
What do
yeah,
you mean,
like
everybody?
I don't see color thing. You know, like
That's a lie.
no,
What?
I am the color that I am. I want you to acknowledge it. And I don't want it to be a negative thing. You know, it doesn't have to be the elephant in the room. You know, but
Not at all.
don't disregard that I am what I am. That's not respect, you know?
No.
Yeah. Because I tell my class as a whole, yeah, you're using that brown crayon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Black History Month. So let's get it started. It's going down. I don't want no apricot lessons. If we're going to discuss it, it's going to be a little bronzy. You can mix it with apricot if you want to. But we're using that brown color.
Yeah,
like Miss Play, like me, brown like me right here. Just put it out there.
Awesome.
So what we got next, what we want to talk about next tonight for the new year?
The word for the month. I mean the year. We were supposed to.
Oh yeah.
But let's jump on right into it.
Oh my bad.
I actually brought it to my classroom this year and it went over very well. My kids, I gave them words. I gave them options, and then some of them I had to kind of have executive order and say, no, this was going to be yours. This is what you need the rest of this semester.
Lead them, baby.
This is what we're going to focus on. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Prayer. Bring some
But it went
water.
over very well. And I learned something. So I learned that only about 8% of individuals who make New Year's resolutions actually follow through and keep them. And so that's how the whole one word resolution became a thing. And I think it was it Adrian or Tracy? One of you brought it to us last year when we started the podcast, right? Because that was one of our first episodes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so we're even year. We gotta have a celebration whenever that comes.
Yeah.
Popping bottles. Woo woo. Oh, sorry.
But since we're here, I think it's a good time for us to discuss what our word for the year, our one word resolution is. And hopefully those who are watching, if this is not something that you have done, maybe it gives you an idea of something that you can do. I know me personally, I always did vision boards. I never really did New Year's resolutions. You know, we cheers to the new year and maybe toast some things, but I don't know if I really concrete like set New Year's resolutions. But of course, did the vision boards. But a lot of new things are popping up, really good ideas. So hopefully this conversation will lead into that, and we can give our viewers some ideas of some different things that they can try and do that will help them hold on to some of the goals and focuses they want to set for the year. So ladies, what's your word for the year? If you have chosen a new word, or if you're deciding you need a little more time with your word from last year.
Can we talk about the last year word, how we live that out first before giving our word for the new year? What you say, Denise? You are muted.
I was talking to myself on purpose. I have myself on mute for a reason, because I am an outburster. Yes, yeah. I said, oh, I wasn't ready for that one. Because I am what is that? The 92% that does not follow through with their resolutions or their words, and it's like, go with your flow. What is it stressful today? Well, we're gonna nip it in the bud. I'll be like, I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow's next day, and then the next day.
That's why I chose my word right there.
I can't tell a story. I can't remember it. I want to say something about growth, but I think that somebody else took that from me before I got to say it last year. So I could be.
That was it.
No, that's what it was last year. But I got something I want. I have one for this year. You told me you want to talk about last year and how we got stuff accomplished.
Yes,
no, I didn't. I don't know if I did.
That's my grandma word. Flim flam.
We're gonna put that word somewhere. I'm about to make you a bookmark or something.
I was trying to say I want to have legal shenanigans is what I don't know.
Wait, no, we don't want legalities.
I didn't say illegal. I said I wanted legal.
I don't know when you put legal with shenanigans, how much
I'm thinking court cases. We done had enough court cases talked about leaving 2023 and coming into 2020.
I'm sorry. I've already looked into I have seen enough craziness with jails and craziness. I do not want to go. I don't know. I don't do everything everything possible to stay out of jail. No. We're not going there. Every time somebody goes, sometimes it doesn't work out. I don't know. The answer is negative. There's nothing positive. Get out of jail.
Okay, well, what is your word for this year?
Okay, I want to say my word for this year is going to be forgive, because I feel like I have things to let go. Like I'm thinking I'm really good at letting stuff. Oh, it doesn't bother me, but I think that I do. Like when I'm visiting people, or when discussions come up, when things happen, I think forgive is a word I need to work on for the year and like really focus on it because I think I'm holding on to some stuff I didn't even know I had. I'm a invisible bag lady. Like I feel it. I don't see it, but I feel it.
That's
Does that make
awesome.
sense? Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I'm working on
Come
the forgive.
on, let's pause. We need a moment. I don't know. I don't remember what your word was. But if it wasn't growth, who cares? Because, ma'am, you are growing right before our eyes. And I am so extremely proud of you and proud to be your friend and on this journey with you.
Yes, honey.
Hey, because you know what? Your faces
Like,
right
what?
now, it made me feel like, well, I don't know what the heck I was doing before, but this word has just got everybody all sparkly eyed and cheesing. Like, God, no,
Forgiveness big. Forgiveness is huge.
it is.
Yes.
But I
It's
thought I was good at just being good, but obviously I'm not. So let me work on the forgiving myself, forgiving others, and just letting stuff go. I guess.
That's
That's
awesome.
my best.
it,
Your
it
best
ain't
friend.
like,
That's my best friend.
don't look at it as something, oh, it's forgive. It's like it is a big
No,
deal.
it's not easy. You
No.
would think of it like the wrongings or the little snide remarks or the little like it's triggering kind of sort of type of reactions instead of you realizing that it's actually bothering you. It makes you behave a certain way, get your moods a little funky. And I'm like, why do I even feel like this? What just happened again? Like, oh, maybe it's because of the environment I'm in right now. I've
Mhm.
still got these problems.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah,
Yeah. Hey,
like I want to feel like the ocean and just let stuff like the waves just roll off and like
it's big business, baby. You big business.
Okay,
so
come
And
on.
there's a book when you said that because I think as we're on this journey with our word and as things fall into place and we're focusing on this word, we also need to put things in place to help us grow in these particular areas, whether that be books, podcasts, and a book popped up when you said that. And I know I'm going to butcher her name, Lisa Turkis. She wrote a book, Forgiving What You Can't Forget.
oh, I feel like I saw that somewhere. Was it
Yeah.
on Instagram or something?
Probably is.
That's
She's I feel like she started the group Proverbs 31. And so she writes different books. Like another book she wrote was called It's Not Supposed to Be This Way, or Uninvited was another book, The Best Yes. But a book she just recently wrote was Forgiving What You Can't Forget. And I know
Hey,
If you could take a picture and
I
send
will.
it to me.
Yeah.
the group,
Yeah.
please. Because
The whole
although
group.
that's not my word.
Yeah. But it's nothing. Don't look at it as small, Denise. And for us all, it's something we all need to work on because forgiveness is hard. It's not easy, and especially forgiving stuff that you have to see, or it is a lot. So hey, babe, feed your soul, your mind, your body, whatever you need to do to grow in this area. And like Teresa said, we all need to grow in that area. So yes, we are excited with glistening eyes, sparkling eyes. Woo, woo, woo. We
That's
got
an
you.
amazing word. That's an amazing
Thank
word.
you guys. I'm definitely got to work on it because, yeah, I can feel it when I'm around certain people or when I'm leaving stuff, you know? And I'm like, why do I even feel that way?
Mm.
So, yeah.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Anyone else?
I don't want to follow that.
Really?
The word is forgiveness.
Girl?
What's your word?
Denise, have you gone to see Color Purple yet?
No! I just got back from Tennessee.
So they're not playing it in
No,
Tennessee?
there in South Pittsburgh, there is no movie theater. There's only my mother. What do you say?
I said something
Where
not for
the
intimacy.
yeah, I mean that's not one in the area where my mother lives.
Oh, okay.
And I have to be devoted to attention to only that lady.
Okay, I got you. Girl, I got you. Say less.
Because if I
Okay.
had said, "Oh, let's go to Toya's house," she'd be like, "So you really didn't come see me, did you? You really just wanted to go." And then it'd be like a thing.
So
All these Scarlett O'Haras, I can't stand them. All these Southern Belles, I just can't take it. Come on now, get with the people.
I only ask that this is not any type of spoiler or anything. I only ask that because, as we know, the original is my absolute favorite movie of all times.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, while, you know, a lot of people go back and forth about, you know, how they feel about that one, how it was so-called sad and depressing, and, you know, it painted the Black man in such a bad light. But for me, that story was about triumph.
Right.
It was about triumph, especially through a woman's lens. This one, for me, and not my own original thought, I have to say that I agree with the cast, because in watching some of the specials, that was the recurring thing that I heard them say. Forgiveness is what this one is rooted in. And I don't know how you feel about Broadway plays or musicals
I love
or
them.
anything. Oh,
I
great.
love
Well,
them.
perfect. So I'm very excited for you to see it and for
Gonna
you
come
to.
out tomorrow. Okay, sorry.
This is another side of Denise I did not know existed. So I'm learning a lot. Okay.
I know. I will listen to a whole Broadway musical without seeing the musical first. I will listen to the whole album, or wait a minute, do we still have albums? I mean the soundtrack
LP.
before.
We got.
Okay. Before I even
And the
watch the shindig.
I didn't
I'm
know.
excited
So,
for you.
Yeah, you'll love
if it
it.
don't sound like Glee, I don't know if is it really right? If it ain't gleed up, I don't know what to tell you.
You're gonna like
Love
it.
Glee.
Huh, I love
But yes, I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you to see the movie and for you to give us like your take on it. But I'm excited about where you are. I do want to say that in saying that, be willing to stand on it. As the young people been saying these days, like, be willing to stand on business about it. Because like Adrian said, it's, and I mean, you said it too, like, it's hard. But I think things, when we make up our minds about things, especially when we profess it out into the atmosphere, sometimes that's when, you know, the real heavy trials and tests come at you. So remember, really be intentional about being rooted in that word for you this year. And don't waver. Like, I'm sure it's going to come times where you're going to want to toss it out the window, because forgiveness is just one of those things. But like I said, I'm excited for you, because, oh my God, if we get to this side of 2025 and, you know, your recap, if you stick with it and really have the grit and the grace to really ride it out, man, I can't imagine how much lighter you are going to be on your feet when it's all said and done.
Hopefully so light I won't have to worry about the future weight.
Okay, come on now. All right, who next?
Told y'all I don't want to go after that, but y'all know I'm a talker, so I'll do it. I have a main word this year and a follow-up word. My word last year was breathe, because I would get worried and stressed and like overly concerned about situations that I had no control over. I would be trying to control everything in my life. And I just wanted to breathe through just some things and just let things kind of happen because I've always been such a control freak. Well, I leaned a lot on my own understanding last year, in the past, and this year my word is faith. Because for the things that I'm about to do in 2024, I'm gonna have to have faith.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to have
Big
faith
things popping.
because I plan on making big moves, and I feel like I'm being stifled, but I don't know where God wants me to go. So I've stepped out on faith before, and it led to great things. So I'm stepping out on faith again and expecting the best from God. But my follow-up word is consistency. So I have it on my vision, my digital vision board, faith and then consistency. So it's faith over consistency because my faith comes first and then that consistency is going to come through my faith. Because faith without works is dead.
Come on now.
You are muted,
Be
Adrian.
doers of that word.
All right, talking and mute is on. But you already know when you are close to when you are walking along that path for what God has for you, the enemy is going to attack you in every which way. That's how you know you are right where you're supposed to be. So just remember that because it's gonna come. You know it's gonna come.
And I'm telling you, he trying to attack me with confusion. Like you don't know what you're supposed to do. You don't know this, you don't know that. And I just don't believe in that. And then I'm getting these text messages like, you're gonna take this position, you're gonna take that, you're gonna take that. And I'm like,
exceedingly above all you can
I'm
think
not.
or ask.
Because it's like, oh yeah, that's not a conversation for yet. That is a conversation for
testimonies later.
That's for a June, July conversation. It's not a January, February conversation. So we're gonna have to revisit this in 6 months and see where we are.
Amen.
All right. So in 23, my word was trust. Trust. Just have really more so faith. Like, are you gonna have faith in me? Are you gonna trust that I got this? I got this. I'm gonna handle this. And I still feel like has me in that season, so I'm still on that faith, but it's faith to another level of, and it's not a one word. He's, and I was trying to condense it down to one word, but it's not one word. Open doors. Like this is my season for walking into things new, to feel uncomfortable, like truly feel uncomfortable. I'm tired of playing small. Yes. I'm tired of minimizing my what I know is inside of me for other people. I'm sick of looking back or looking at other people move up in other areas that I know I'm qualified for.
Yes.
So this is my season of open doors and I'm going for it all. And it's just, baby, when I say I'm ready.
Yes.
These folks
love it.
Just glad to be in the room. Okay. Listen.
Out my way. Because baby, he ain't playing about me. He ain't playing about me. And these other folks playing about me, but it's okay. It may not be in a capacity where, and that's what I say, it's still me trusting in him and having faith in him, because it's not going to look like what I want it to look like. And I have to be okay with that, because in my head, I have a vision of, oh, it's supposed to be like this. And he's like, nope, I'm going to take you somewhere else. And it's somewhere else you didn't think, you hadn't even thought about. And so I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. So open doors.
Yes. Love it. Love it.
Okay,
keep your eyes open, honey. Keep your eyes open.
Good company. Do you hear me? Y'all own it. So my word last year was prayer. I think I shared with y'all and with the tribe that I was having some challenges with kind of finding a balance in no longer being the church girl that I used to be, the super churchy girl, and trying to find a good, comfortable balance with my spirituality. And I can say that I prayed more this year than I have in years. Now, does that look like, did I return to having my prayer closet or pulling out my prayer blanket or having my mini Bibles pulled out? No, that is not what it looked like. But I did return to worship. And I did return to communing with God in a manner of turning to him and just conversing and just talking to him, when I was upset, when I felt like I couldn't handle situations. And in that, I think that I moved through the year just being more aware of, blessings and just having gratitude kind of really resting on me. With everything that happened this year with the wedding, we also had, things that happened with our family that wasn't such, good news, and with close friends. And I was able to be comfortable about prayer, because where I was before in questioning, what does Jesus exist to me? What does God look like me to now? What does God look like to me now? I wasn't comfortable with praying because it was hard for me to close my eyes and see a Black Jesus. It was hard for me to close my eyes and see a Black God or even a male God. Was something that I have been struggling with. And I'm not saying that those things are gone, but I just felt more comfortable with returning to my heart of worship and being comfortable with understanding that just even as a Black person at our core, like, we are spiritual beings. And worship is not something that is man-made, unlike religion. And so I think that overall, my word really works for me this year. And hopefully it continues. And I continue to evolve as a spiritual person and really find my place where I need to be to really still be the person that I am now, and not the person of old, but really truly be grounded spiritually. My word this year is productive. I wanted to pick an adjective. I wanted to pick an adjective because I gave my students an adjective. And as I explained to them, this word describes me. Even if it don't describe me in the noun, I would say it don't describe me yet, because the power of yet. As we know, I am the queen of comfortable. Okay, unlike y'all, worker bee. I'm not. That's not me. But something that Tracy said to me, I don't know if it was last year, it might have been earlier last year, it might have been the end of the year before, but you said to me, we was talking about being comfortable, and we was talking about, having goals, specifically financial goals. And comfortable keeps you from, I have all these things and these desires that I want. Even things that I want to achieve that doesn't have anything to do with finances. The longer I remain comfortable, I keep myself away from that. And for example, income, if I do decide to get out of my own way and get out of my comfort zone, and really stretch myself the way that I know I can be stretched, then I can then have access to the more income, which will give me access to the more trips that I want to take, and the more things that I want, the money that I want to put into my personal business, and things that we want to obtain together as a couple. All those things become much easier to obtain with me deciding to be productive. With me deciding that I no longer want to remain comfortable, that I've been comfortable for 7 years now, in my career, You know, I've gotten grounded in my career. I've gotten my footing. I know what I'm doing. I'm comfortable with what I'm doing. But it's time to, again, it's time to have another growth spurt. And so I want to be productive this year and really reach for some things in several different areas, so that I can open up some doors and give myself access to some new things, and some higher levels.
I love that. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Higher levels is the thing. And I'm so happy that your prayer life has grown and your worship life has grown and you moving towards your productive life. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Love
It's
it.
great to be
So for the
surrounded by strong
tribe,
women.
huh?
I say it's great to be surrounded by strong women.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Okay, because we can bounce off of each other. And when I don't feel like it, you know, I can rely on the strength that's around me, because it truly is contagious. I believe it's contagious anyway.
Agreed.
So for the tribe, we would like to know, if this is something that you do, what is your one word for the year? If it's something that you have not done, are you considering it now? Does it sound like a good idea to you? Do you think that you can benefit in a way from it? I do, girls, want to, and I know we're about getting ready to wrap up, but I want to take the conversation from this to give some things to our tribe. What are some, I talked about how I never really did New Year's resolutions, but I always did a vision board. What are some other ideas that we can give our tribe? I know vision board can take on a life of its own. There are several different ways you can do a vision board. I just found out about the vision board bingo that's starting to pick up this year, that I think I'm going to do this year, instead of using, you know, like a poster board. But you make a bingo card on canvas of things that you want to do throughout the year, or you could do it by the quarter. So what are some ideas that we can give our tribe on ways that they can get a good start to the new year and write the vision and make it plain?
I will say a twofold thing, one for the vision and then one for the gratitude. I believe I talked about this last year, is the vision jar. So you put your vision on the jar, right? You cut out pictures and all that jazz and you put it on the jar, but then you put things that you want to do that don't cost money, things that are just minor things that you can do with your spouse or with your family or with your kids, however you want to do it, or by yourself if you're single. And you pull something out of the jar and you have to commit to do it within that week. So you put 52 things in the jar, you pull out every Sunday. By the next Saturday, you have that thing done. And then you can put it into the gratitude jar. That's something that you did. And then writing on your gratitude, writing on a piece of paper, your gratitude, and putting it behind that.
Okay. I like it. I like it. I've done something similar with a blessing jar. When you have a blessing, put it in the jar, put and date it, and then you go back at the end of the year and kind of reflect on things that have happened, because we tend to forget. But I like that. So taking 52 strips and putting things on there that you want to accomplish. Okay. I like it. I like it. All right. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Let's close us out.
Thank you, queens and kings, for listening to another great episode. And please remember to like and subscribe.
Peace. Y'all have a great week.